Are you ready to find out why you're probably not yet ready to hire your own assistant? In this video, I'm going to dive through the common reasons why some people just aren't yet a fit to actually hiring someone in their business. And this is coming from someone who has helped a lot of people hire their own virtual assistant, and of course, as someone who has an executive assistant outsourcing business for the last 6 years. Now, the first reason shouldn't be too surprising, but basically, if you can't afford an assistant yet, probably don't hire one. And assistants aren't supposed to be this magic bullet where all of a sudden you make so much more money because you have an assistant on your side. They're not supposed to be that. They're supposed to be a multiplier for your business. So if right now you are at zero, you have not really made any money, or you haven't really started, then you can't really hire an assistant to fix a lot of that because they're there to multiply what you have. So if you're making, $100, hopefully they get to the point where they're a 0.5 or a 1 or a times 2 multiplier on that amount. That essentially is where an assistant can come in. So if at this point you can't keep paying someone ongoing within your business, then probably don't hire, because you'll end up on this cycle that I've seen a lot where people hire, let go of their assistant because they can't afford it anymore. 6 months later, hire again, let go. So you'll be in this kind of weird, almost toxic cycle of hiring and having to let go of people because you can't afford them. Same thing goes if you have to get an investor to help you pay for an assistant, or if it's a whole other thing where you have to borrow money to be able to pay for the assistant, just don't do it, because then you're betting someone else's money into something that you might not be doing moving forward. Next is if you don't have enough ROI tasks for the assistant. What this means is you don't have enough work in your business to actually guarantee a return on investment. Really good examples for this is if your business is still at the point where you're still the one doing a lot of the marketing, the sales, the delivery, and you don't have the systems yet to be able to offload or give that to someone else, probably don't hire an assistant just yet. You want someone who can basically take on what you're currently doing and be able to do the same result. Maybe not perfectly right away. That's why into XC we give it 90 days to be able to have the assistant really learn, create systems, and basically do that as a task moving forward. But again, if you're just getting started, you don't have enough work for them to be able to make back the money that you pay them, then probably not have an assistant if you don't have that return on investment yet. Next is if your business is still a side gig. And this is if you have a full-time job and you just started your own business, or you started your own services, your products, whatever it is. And most importantly, if you're still doing this as a student, you're probably not yet ready to hire an assistant because one, you're gonna expect them to be your all-around person for your business, even when you're not there, because you're still doing it as a side gig, which will be unfair for your person. And two, you won't have enough focus of knowing if your assistant is doing a good job or not, because you are going to be torn by a lot of different things, and you won't be able to actually really manage someone within your business. Which is the reason why in 2XU, an EA for us is someone who's fully managed. They have their own success manager to make sure that they're doing really well. But for most of our long-term clients, they are people who have their business as their primary focus. They're not focused on 5 other different things. They're just really focused on growing and scaling their business with their assistant. And of course, as I'm going through this list and you're thinking like, oh no, I actually really do need an assistant, feel free to book a call in the link below, and we'll even dive through what could be those ROI tasks for you if you're not yet aware, and basically just mapping out what an assistant journey could look like for you. Next, if you don't know how to give feedback, you probably shouldn't hire an assistant. And this is generally in the realm of if you don't know really how to manage a person, then you're probably not ready for an assistant, because an assistant is supposed to be your person when it comes to the business. They're helping you, whether it's your operations, your marketing, your sales, whatever that looks like in capacity for you. If you're not really willing to manage and grow someone, you guys are just gonna be stuck in this wheel of like they're doing well and not really well, because they're not aware without your guidance if they should be continuing and doing something or doing something less. So you really need to double down and learn how to be a good leader and manager for your employee so that it's easy for them to get to the point where they are self-sustainable. Next is if you expect 24/7 support from your assistant, then you're probably not ready yet. That means that you've not gotten your business to the point where you are able to step away, to take a break, to sleep, to do things interacting with other people. And it's going to be even harder for someone to come in the business and you expect them to always be there, to always be online when you're not. Just because you're burning the midnight oil doesn't mean that your assistant has to. There has to be that good balance of, again, being a manager, being a leader, being someone who knows the boundaries of working with someone, especially when it comes to working online, and keeping in mind that, again, they're a multiplier where they help you grow their business because of what you currently have, and not the other way around where you expect them to grow your business from scratch. And lastly, just don't hire an assistant if you don't know how to delegate. Within 2XC, when we are training basically our clients up on how to be able to have and manage their own assistant, we're teaching them how to delegate. And I use a very simple WOW method, which is where you are giving your assistant or your person context on the task of, who and the what. Basically, what are the resources, who are the resources for this task, what's the outcome for this task, and the why of this task. Like, why does it need to get done? Especially if it's something that is new. If you don't have the patience to be able to explain this to a person, then it's probably not yet time for you to hire an assistant, because that is part of the things that you need to be able to work with your assistant long term, is knowing how to delegate, knowing how to give feedback, knowing what tasks they should focus on, what ROI tasks will actually bring you the value that, it makes sense for me to have an assistant in the first place, and also just not traumatizing yourself and another person just because you don't know how to work with them. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there. Comment below any questions you might have when it comes to hiring or having a virtual assistant. And of course, feel free to book a call below so then we can start mapping out what that looks like for you. If you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!